Hey, everybody, and good morning. Welcome to BCB Live. Hey, drive safe, Dave. We have a couple special guests with us today.
We do. We have Mitzi and Marisol in here today from the CSR group coming in here because it is Thankful Thursday, bringing it to you live. They're here to show their appreciation to you while we're here. And what do you got for us?
Well, hold on. Let's not forget the producer over there.
He's here.
The beautiful hair, head of hair, just ready to go. He can tell it
Does he own a brush? Do you own a brush?
You can tell which side he sleeps on. You know, you can just tell which side he sleeps on.
In my defense here, I stayed in Dallas last night, so I did not wash my hair. I woke up and just came to work, so I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Back
Usually
in
it
the
looks
day,
better than
before
this,
we
so.
enforced the dress code, he'd have a beanie on today, right? A beanie.
Yeah, he'd have a
He spends the
beanie
night
on it.
in
It'd be
Dallas.
cold. And he'd just say it was cold, right? Because it would be the wintertime.
Without a doubt. Hey, listen, 44 days, is that accurate?
Yes,
44
that is.
days of driving safe. What do y'all think about that? That means no accidents on the road. Give me something for our drivers here. What's that mean to you?
Great.
Great. That's all right.
It's okay.
That's all right.
It's great. It is great. It is
Do
great.
our Tony the Tiger.
It's great.
And what do you think? And one day of getting out and look. Now that's when we have to get out and look so we don't back into anything. So we're at one day, but it is what it is. It's 24 hours of being the safest we can be. Drive safe, Dave. Hey, so here we go. We have a couple of young ladies here that are new to our company. Tell us your name and tell us what you do.
My name is Marisol. I'm the CSR for Nestle. That's all I got.
That's all right. That's plenty. Over here next.
I'm Mitzi, and I'm the CSR for Armada.
Armada. So a couple of large customers, a couple of customers that we do a lot of freight for. So tell us, how long have you been doing this with at BCB?
For BCB, it's been about like 2 months, but I've been
Gotcha.
in trucking for about like a year and a few
Okay.
months, so relatively new.
And what do you think about it here at BCB?
I like the atmosphere. It's nice and relaxed.
All right.
Relaxed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most of the time. Yeah.
Does it ever get pretty tense in here? Do you hear some voices get raised up in this office at all?
Very passionate voice.
You know what?
Is that the right way to say it? That is the politically correct way to say yelling at each
I'm
other.
a big fan of that word because sometimes you'll hear me talk, and it's not anger ever. It's passion. I speak from the heart. Drive safe, Dave. Am I ever mad at you, or am I just passionate with you?
I try to say the same thing, and then I get, are you yelling at me? No, I'm just being passionate.
You're just loud. All right, over here. How long have you been here at BCB?
I think 3 weeks now.
3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Seriously,
Yeah.
that's it?
Yeah.
I thought it'd been heck. We shouldn't have brought her in for another month. We don't know if she's going to make it another 4 weeks. What do you think? I know you came from Stevens, is that right?
Yeah, I did.
And what do you think about it over here at BCB?
Oh my God, it's such a completely different atmosphere. It is, and I agree. It's really relaxed and.
Relax.
Relax.
Yeah, it is. It's
I'm
relaxed.
never relaxed
So let
when
me
I
tell
get
you,
here.
Drive Safe Dave, when I walk out there, and this is our CSR group, right? And to me, in my mind, we're like, we're on the phone, and we should be like,
Killing it, right?
yeah, what was that movie with the stock trader, Wolf of Wall Street?
Wolf of Wall
In my mind, that's how the CSR team should be, like Wolf of Wall Street, throwing midgets up against the wall, all of these things right here. But here at BCB, in that thing, it is calm, it's relaxed. They're on the phone, but you really can't hear them.
Not these two. I don't hear these two. I walk in, I'm the loudest thing out there. So
Well, you're the loudest anywhere we go.
that's not, well, I don't know about that.
All right, we talked a little bit before the show, producer, just a little bit about a couple of big news stories here. And let's start with the guy that was sneaking in some drugs into jail.
Yeah, well, you know what? If you sneak it in, they put it in different places. That's kind of the norm. But here we have.
Hold on a second. All right, so we've all came clean before.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever been to jail? She took a little bit to answer that.
Yeah. And you don't have to tell the truth.
Yeah, sometimes no means yes.
No, here you go, Rick. I've never been.
Some of us been more than once.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway, so this guy goes into jail, and what's he doing, Drive Safe?
He is. I don't remember what he was going in for, but was it a probation violation
No,
or
it was
what?
actually drug arrest.
Was it a drug arrest?
So he was arrested earlier that night for possession of cocaine and resisting arrest. And before being taken to lockup, the authorities asked him if he had anything hidden in his prosthetic leg that he had, in which he
Is that
said,
a
no,
question that-
no, of course not, of course not.
Doesn't he have rights? I mean, you can't take my leg and drive safe. How do they even check that? I mean, they just
what they do is they pull it. They can remove it. Right, it's strapped out. They remove it, and they just unscrew the foot, and then it's a hollow tube there, and then dump it out. And lo and behold,
whoa!
we got fentanyl. We got fentanyl inside. What are all these pills? What are all these? And I think just shaking it, you might hear the rattle of the pills, right?
Whoa. Easy there, Cowboy. Yes, you're absolutely right. And also, we had the homing pigeons drive safe. Tell us about that. You're a pigeon guy.
I mean, I don't know that I'm a pigeon guy. I don't know. It's kind of a weird setting, but I do. They used them a lot during. They've used them for sending messages throughout history. They used homing pigeons. You know, you'd put messages on it, and it would always return home, always find its way back to its roost. And it didn't matter where you took it, anywhere in the world, it would always be able to find its way back. And that's how you could get the messages, because it would always return home. And here they are, lost.
You know, it's kind of
on
like
our nation's highways.
It's a new breed of bird, right? They're also probably dependent on GPS or something. Nobody knows how to get anywhere anymore without GPS.
Yeah,
Even the homing pigeons produce it, they're lost.
I mean, they got to use GPS. That's what, Global Pigeon System, right? Isn't that what that stands for? But yeah, they actually shut down the entire highway. There were a flock of pigeons that were on I-95 near the International Speedway exit, and the Wildlife and Safety Committee came and picked up the pigeons, took them back, and now they're just at the services, and they have actually asked people, if you know anything about the pigeons, please call the Volusia County Animal Services.
Are they homeless homing pigeons? I mean, are they?
Here's my thing. I mean, there was 70 of them. Is that right?
Yeah, there were. I
70
believe
pigeons shut down a highway.
It was actually 500 white doves that were found. Yeah.
Definitely.
Bigger number.
Have you seen Birds by Alfred Hitchcock? Have you seen Birds?
Hey, Drive Safe, Thankful Thursday. This is the day, and this is why we brought you in here as well. As this is our day that we have, all of our drivers out there, 300 drivers out there, not just our drivers, but other drivers at other companies that watch this. Hey, it's our day to really say thank you for what you do out there, because what they, and we want to make sure that everybody knows what it is. Our drivers, and I know y'all have been in the industry, but drivers in general, they're away from their home, from their family, a long time. And Drive Safe, 24 hours is a long time as well. To be away from your kids, your wife, your husband, all that. And for us, we want to say, hey, thank you for all that you do. And for you, we wanted you all to get a chance just to say, hey, thank you. These are our drivers or other drivers that are pulling your freight, and they're pulling it safe, right? And I know you depend on them just like we do, because at the end of the day, Drive Safe, none of us have a job if it's not for our drivers.
Right. And so what we try to do is we try to just, it's simple. It's just a simple thank you. We try to use this day. We try to make this day always recognize a driver. Any driver, it doesn't even matter, our drivers, any driver out there on this special day on Thursday, so that we can continue to remember what they do every day. Because it's not just 24 hours. Sometimes they're out there a week. Sometimes they're out there 2 weeks. Sometimes they miss birthdays. They miss kids' graduations. They miss the first steps. They do all these things because they're out there on the road doing what it is that needs to be done to move freight around the country. And they move your freight, right? They move y'all's guys' freight every single day. So what is it, if you had a chance, what would you like to say, Marisol? First, just say anything at all.
Got to be more than two words.
Got to be more than 2 words.
Thank you. Got to be more than that.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate everything you do for us.
She went 10.
Yeah, that was good. All right, you got to beat it.
Mitzi, what you got?
Well, thank you all for keeping us safe and keeping our freight safe. I am really not good at public speaking whatsoever.
You're doing wonderful. You're doing wonderful. You got drivers out there applauding you right now, saying thank you to y'all for. It means a world to us, and that's why we like it. It's we want to make ourselves vulnerable to our drivers, to each other as well. And one way that we can do that here is doing it on TV, where we can just talk to our drivers that are watching this now, because hey, y'all mean the world to us. You're our lifeline. You're our support. We love you and we appreciate all you can do. Hey, Drive Safe, part of our job here as CSRs, as safety, as operations, is to make sure we're giving them the tools to be successful.
And that's not only does that include that includes information. That includes, to me, that not only includes equipment, information, freight, but also it includes that stuff inside, right? It includes the stuff that to make them successful, for they to believe in us in here, to believe in that you're out there for them and that you're out there for them. And every one of us that out here, we're doing everything that we can to keep them successful, and that we want them to be that way. So, I mean, it's not just the exterior stuff. Sometimes you have to show the interior stuff. And that's what we try to do here on Thankful Thursday and that's why we bring these beautiful ladies in here today, so that you can understand that as a team here, we're all here for you. We're all here in the whole group. It's not just the driver managers. It's not just the maintenance. It is the CSR group. It is recruiting. It is Dylan, even the producer back here, doing everything they can.
Even you
back here, doing everything they can to support what it is you do out there, how you do it out there, and make sure that you do it safely. And we want to encourage you every single day to be what you can be today, to be safe for everybody else out there. And I think Thankful Thursday is the day that we love around here the most. No matter what we do, we joke about it, we kid around, but really it is. And you know what? We're gonna have it next Thursday, and we're gonna have it the Thursday after that, and we're gonna continue to have it, because we don't ever want to forget what's going on. We don't ever want you to think that we have forgotten you. Right? This is our day to always step forward and say, "Hey, dang it, thank you for what you do." And it is important. It's important that you girls come in here and do that. Ladies, I'm sorry, not girls. Ladies come in here and do that. And to say, and it is hard to come out and do it publicly, but I'll tell you, it means the world to everybody when they know and you know that we're a team.
Hey, producer, do me a favor. See if you can get somebody on the line there. And here's what I'm looking for. Hey, ask or tell our CSRs, because it's not just these two. It's others that are also watching the show. Hey, if you're out there, just get one or two folks out there. Hey, tell them what you and how you depend on them to make your life better, more successful in what you have. We have anybody, Dylan?
Let's see. We'll just call somebody out here. So Jeff Marsh, can you hop on the line for us and tell us what that means to you? Do you have a position to get on?
What up, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm here. You gotta fill me in. I'm kind of dazed right now.
You sound like you're dazed out there. Hey, you go back to sleep, Jeffrey. I'll ask it for you. So our drivers, and I want to make sure y'all know this, when they're out there, when they're running late for appointments, when they're running on time, or they're so early, that now they have to wait to get unloaded. This is some of the things they depend on y'all for, your relationship with your customers, right? To find a way to get them empty, to find a way to get them unloaded, even if they're late. And Drive Safe, back in the day when we didn't have electronic logs, we were never late, right? We never had traffic, we never had detention. We just figured out a way to how to get there. We ran illegal as a country. We ran illegal. Today, there is traffic all over the place, and it doesn't matter what the drivers do. Sometimes they're just late because traffic, because construction, because they were tired, because they were sick, because they had problems at home. But y'all, what you do, and I just want you to hear from, and I'll speak on behalf of you, Jeffrey, is they count on what you do every day. You are so vital, so important to them. You getting the freight in the system is so important. And Drive Safe, when it comes to a planner's job for a driver, the quicker, the more advanced we have a load in the system, boy, they can plan their day, their lives around it. Who do we have, sir?
Yeah, we got Lonnie Payne. What do you got for us today, sir?
Lonnie Payne, good morning.
Good morning. How's everyone today?
We're making it. What's
well.
going on, Lonnie?
Just wanted to say thank you to the ladies for coming on and joining us today. And from a driver's perspective, just to let you know that how vital it is what you guys and gals do in there. And we appreciate it so much because, you're our lifeline. You guys not booking the appointments correctly or, not getting the schedules on time for us. If we bust it to get in there early or something, it's good to know that we can count on you guys to help us, like Rick said, to get unloaded, even if it's a day early or something, and get out of there, or make sure we got empties, or make sure they'll take us, etc. And it's just so good to know that we have that support, because there's so much going on out here and so many things that we have to contend with. It's good to know that little bit of stuff is being taken care of behind the scenes. And so all that you guys and gals do are just vital to us, and we appreciate it.
Hey, thank
That's
you for
all.
that,
Y'all
Lonnie,
have a blessed
very
day.
much. Hashtag family, I'll say it for you. Hey, listen, so one thing that Lonnie said there, and I want to make sure you heard that, he said a lifeline. And that's how important what you do every day is for Lonnie and every one of our drivers, for ownership, for everybody. You are a lifeline to our drivers out there. That's what they count on. And I think when Lonnie, when he said that, drive safe, it hits home, it hits my heart, because they count on us to help make them successful, to help get them home, to help with their issues that they're having. They are just like you and I. And that's one thing that we want to make sure we stress is that, hey, listen, our drivers, every driver out there, they have house payments, they have grocery payments, they have kids they are putting through college. They have the same dreams, aspirations that you and I do. And I think it's important that we remember that. And when Lonnie or our drivers say they're a lifeline, to me, that's telling us that, hey, man, we count on you, what you do every day. It's so important. And I don't know how to overstate that, but it truly is. You are a lifeline to these drivers out there, and they thank you, and I thank you for what you do. Appreciate you being on the show. Great show, Drive. I love your shirt.
Yeah, I went.
It is so green.
I plugged it in that last night, and the batteries are still running. But I got it plugged in. I went and got a series of safety shirts. So
wow.
I'm trying to brighten up my day and yours.
All right, it is Thankful Thursday. Is it ready for Buckle Up, Bob?
Hi, this is Drive Safe Dave. We're here this afternoon. We're going to show the proper way that BCB drops a trailer, whether it be on the yard or a customer or anywhere. We're going to show how we do it. That way we all do it together exactly the same way, and there's no confusion. All right, here we go. Here's DJ getting out of the truck, and he's going to demonstrate the proper BCB way to drop a trailer anywhere. Notice how DJ is placing one hand on the trailer while he's cranking for support and to keep from hurting his back. He's going to walk to the back and show exactly what not to do when you drop the trailer. Notice how he's cranking hard on the trailer legs, trying to lift the trailer, and in essence, he's lifting the tractor. DJ is dumping the airbags, lowering the weight onto the legs of the trailer, and then he's going to release the kingpin and pull out from underneath the trailer smoothly. See, you'll pick up the trailer, you lay it in, it's not too low, it's at the perfect height, so when he comes in, all the pressure will be off the landing gear. Good job. As DJ backs up underneath the trailer, he's picking it up off of the legs. Notice how you're not pushing on the legs, you're actually pushing on the tandems and the wheels and the brakes, what it is intended to do. What he's done is he's taken all the pressure off the legs, he's lifted it, and he's only tugged on the trailer. He hasn't tugged on the legs to the landing gear. He's only tugged the rear brakes. Now we know that the vehicle is secure to the tractor, and that way, all he's got to do is hook up his airlines, do his pre-trip, and he's good to go. Safety can be seen just about anywhere. All right, everybody, and welcome back. Hey, real quick, I want to make a quick announcement. I want to make sure everybody remembers that this weekend is going to be a run weekend. It's going to be a weekend in which we have the opportunity to get out and get freight. And what Rick and Brian have done is they've added a 10-cent stipend per mile out there to help you get a little bit more, what is it?
Productivity?
A little bit more money, right, to the
Yeah,
weekend?
revenue.
A little bit
More profit.
More profit.
There you go. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing okay.
You know, I was watching that training video, and it's like one thing that stands out to me is that look that you give at the end. That's not just for the video. That happens every day, doesn't it?
Yeah, that is not the first time I've given that look. That is definitely not the first time I've given that look. But it is what it is, and I hope to do more safety videos with Dylan
Yes.
and the guys out there because I think they're a lot of fun and I think they help.
Absolutely. And we're working on some projects from the safety department, too, to help our drivers just become better informed and to protect them, really. Everything we do, even though sometimes it looks like we're intruding on some of the driver things that they can do or what they can't do. And it's like, but in the end, it really is to protect them. And in so doing, if we protect our drivers, we protect us. And one of the things I heard Sir Rick say just a minute ago, you know, when you were talking to the customer service, is the lifeline, right? Our drivers are our arteries to this company, and we have to protect them. And so that's what we always try to do, even though it doesn't seem like it at times. But with all these rules and regulations, but it is to protect you from the lawsuits. And many of you can speak to how frivolous some of these lawsuits can be because you've either gone through them with people said you did an accident when you didn't, things of that nature, and then they want to take it up the next level to lawsuits and stuff. So you all have seen the importance of, many of you anyway, have seen the importance of why we have to have the rules and why we try so hard to protect you from being put in those situations. And then when you are put in them situations, we are giving you the tools to be best prepared for them to beat the frivolous lawsuits. And we do that by making sure you don't have your hours of service violations, that you don't take them lightly. Hey, they happen occasionally, but what we don't want is a pattern, because that pattern is going to show up in a lawsuit somewhere. And that's what lawyers are looking for. They're looking for any way to destroy it's more character assassination in these trials, isn't it, Drive Safe? They want to make that driver look like an unsafe, uncaring person, when that is 99% of the time the false reality of the situation.
Yeah, and it happens, and it just doesn't happen it just doesn't happen to drivers.
Yeah,
it happens to trucking companies. It happens to everything. They can take the opportunity to find fault in people and find fault. It's an adversarial system, and it's designed that way. But unfortunately, everyone becomes truly a victim in a court case when it's brought forth like this, because they tear down. They want you to see that humans aren't perfect, and they never will be, but they'll never tell you that. They'll tell you that just this one is not perfect.
Yes.
And they'll find every fault that you have, and it'll come to light. And unfortunately, I have many, and we each have our own, crosses to bear, but they come out to light, and it makes us look like villains.
Yes.
And we're not.
No.
Right? We do try day in and day out to do the right thing, and then unfortunately they take small snapshots of when we make bad decisions. If you make 350 decisions an hour, and 349 are great decisions, and only one of them is bad, then by the end of the day, you've made 10 bad decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And those come to light. It looks like you only make bad decisions because you don't look at the other, 20,000 decisions
that you made correctly.
So, and unfortunately, that's the way it is, and that's the way they do it, and it's a bad thing. But you know what? We digress. We're here on Thankful Thursday.
It is thankful, and that's kind of why it's usually a lighter day, and that's kind of when I wanted to bring it up, because what's amazing, and I want to share this with the other drivers, because the drivers have shared this with me, but when I talk to a driver about a violation, and it says it was just 13 seconds, so what I've done is I've been able to show them that, yes, you are 100% correct, that is one violation is 13 seconds. But I show them how a lawyer can turn that 13-second violation into 4 separate issues. It's fun when they kind of say, oh, I get where you're coming from. Because here's what the lawyers will do. To a driver, that's just one violation, 13 seconds. A lawyer in a court case will turn that around and say, jury, not only did he drive illegally, but he also ignored 3 warnings. Because the system, while it's there to protect you, when you ignore the system, it becomes the opposite. It now becomes a tool for prosecution to use against you, because now they get to, again, they're just trying to make you look bad. And so the violation is one thing, but now they get to go out there and say, well, and he or she ignored 3 separate warnings that they were about out of hours, and they just ignored them. And so you got to realize, peel that onion back and don't just look at the surface issue, which is the violation, but realize that it has other ramifications down there that you're giving lawyers and whatnot a chance to use against you. And that's really where, when I talk to drivers and I get that point across, it is amazing, because they see that this isn't just a violation. And they also understand the passion behind why one is too many, especially if it can be avoided. Now, there are the rare cases where there's just nothing you can do. And we'll note that and we'll correct it, and it never comes up to get us. So, again, but this week, that's that situation. I want to give our drivers a situation awareness. And so when we have violations, it's not just a violation that's a situation you got to worry about. It's all the ramifications of the potential other situations that it could lead to. And so, as we've talked this week and on Thankful Thursday, you know, the fourth topic is medicine, right? Your medical condition, right? You have to understand it that, again, not all drugs are illegal. You know, we know the alcohol and the marijuana and all that that leads to impaired driving. But even your prescriptions, when misused, can cause a problem. And then to understand that situation, hey, some of these aren't banned, but they still have the side effects of dizziness, drowsiness, blurred vision, right? Confusion. So what we have to do is understand how that affects our bodies and changes our normal situation that, you know, that we've got to be aware of, so that you let us know, say, hey, I'm on this medicine. I've already checked with safety. It's not banned by the DOT. However, it made me a little drowsy, so I need to pull over. Absolutely, please do that. Let your DM know. Don't try to drive through it just because it's prescribed and it's legal to do so. If it causes some of these side effects, because then everybody reacts differently. Something make Drive Safe Dave or you drowsy, it doesn't make me. Other ones may make me drowsy or dizzy that don't affect you. So again, you just gotta understand that situation and make sure that you take your medical prescriptions seriously. You know, in the past, we've had situations where drivers are on blood pressure medicine or other kind of medicine and they let it run out. You just can't do that because you are, again, you've now changed a controllable situation with medicine into a non-controllable situation because now your health's going to take over and your medical condition can cause you a serious accident or even worse, loss of life. So folks, take your medicines, take them seriously, make sure that you communicate with us. If you're getting low, what do we got to do to get you to that area, either home or along a drugstore somewhere if it's something you can get anywhere, or if we got to get back and you have to see your doctor before you can get them. You got to let us know. Don't put profit ahead of your life. You know, we'll figure out a way to get it back up there for you, but make sure that we get you or that you have the medicines on hand. But it is Thankful Thursday. It is the 4th of July weekend, folks, as we've shared. It is pretty much the deadliest holiday of the year. So again, this weekend, and the fact that it falls on the Sunday, you know, is even worse. So tomorrow, Saturday, right? Many people are traveling, myself included, but I'll be in the air versus the highway. But you've just got to be careful out there. There's going to be motorcycles out there, campers, people. We've already seen where a camper was drunk, pulling a camper, and apparently the driver was intoxicated. So again, they're out there and it's going to get worse this weekend. The drinking, alcohol-related accidents are the highest, even over New Year's at this time, because most people know in New Year's, it's a planned celebration for the most part. And so they're already going to stay at a hotel or go to a party or stay at people's houses. So watch out. Make sure we slow down. That's the key. Give yourself reaction time to that motorcycle or that person that you don't know if they're qualified to drive that camper. It could be their first time. Could be only their third time, right? Could be a seasoned veteran. You just don't know. So you have to treat every one of them as if their first time out there. We do have some rain again. Winds are going to be great. The fires, really, they're not even a threat anymore. We have some that's still under 40% contained, but those are the ones that are out in the middle of nowhere, not near any highways. But all the ones along the highways are in the 90s or closed out to 100%. So our current radar, and you'll see well, let's just go to the forecast first because you can see all the way from Pennsylvania, you got that line through Kansas, right? Dips down in Oklahoma, right through St. Louis, most of Kentucky, most of southern Indiana and Ohio. And so watch what the radar does, and that's right where it is, right? This exact pattern that was forecast is exactly what's currently going on. So if you're in St. Louis, you're getting a lot of rain right now. I don't know if there's a lot of lightning or how severe these are. We'll kind of see if we can put it in motion a little bit, if it'll catch up. There it goes. So you see a little lightning along this band, some light lightning here and there, but all this up here is pretty, just heavy rain. It looks like you don't see a lot of lightning strikes. Just this little cell here going through northern Arkansas, and right there on that I-44, you're going to see the lightning strikes popping up there in the last hour. So again, watch out for that rain. If it's heavy, pull over, ride them out. It looks like it's moving pretty quickly. And as the day goes by, there you go. So 4 p.m. tonight, you can see it pretty much socks the entire country. We have a little window right up in here is about the, and then California, extreme on the West Coast, no rain chances, or they're not forecasting any. But you can see all of Florida, the Gulf, right through the center, the Ohio Valley. Kentucky looks like it's going to get really, the forecast is some really strong storms in Kentucky. You can see all the red and even some pink in here. So once it gets pink, you've got the risk for tornadoes, hail, all that kind of damage, strong wind gusts. So make sure you pull it over. And then again, another one's expected in the Boot Hill, Missouri. Tomorrow morning when we wake up, Oklahoma, again, that trough just kind of bends down a little bit. You can see it stretches from D.C. all the way up. So that system that moved through Kentucky, now Washington, D.C. and Virginia area has got some really strong pink. Carolina's there, right? When you go on the, near the 81 highway corridor, and then Oklahoma tomorrow. Oklahoma City, looks like you're going to get some really bad weather as well as western Kansas. So again, and to show you the wind, there's just nothing going on. The worst it gets is about here, and you can see it's in the 20s. So again, the system out here off the coast, but really nothing going on as far as that goes for the wind. So we should get a big break on the wind, and then hopefully Arizona gets some more rain to help with the fires. With that, folks, we're going to save the best for last, I hope, but there's a video here that is just mind-boggling, but it really shows the importance. You cannot rely on others to do the right thing. I think that's what we do. When we tailgate, there's so many facets and onions that you got to, or layers to that you got to just ask yourself, why am I tailgating? And then in the end, when you do that, you're putting all your faith and your trust and your life in someone else's hands that they're going to do the right thing. And as we'll see in the last video, it just doesn't happen. But before that, we have some really good videos again where our drivers are doing some great things. We got the rain. You can see the spray coming up. We are doing 59 miles an hour, so we've reduced our speed. And then we even back off as we come into the curve. Great job. Stay back off of this because, again, right here, if this truck goes, even though he's not in front of you, you don't know which way he would turn and wipe out. And there you can see the ponding. That's especially when you're in them either outside or lane or inside, whatever you want to call it. It's an outside here maybe, and then it turns into an inside because the curve goes left. But these areas usually always is where the ponding comes, right? Drive safe right on the sides of the road. Hardly ever comes in the middle unless there's a dip. But when you get in these are all banked a little bit. So in this case, it's banked to the left a little bit. So it's understandable that the water is going to pile up there if there is going to be any.
When you typically when you've got those multi-lane roads, when there's 3, 4, and 5, and all that separates them, and they're all concrete, and all that separates them is a Jersey wall, there's really not a great place for the water to run off, and sometimes, and it does create ponding on the outsides, and somewhere it's going to find, water's going to find the path of least resistance, and it's going to find the low point in the concrete. I mean, they try to make them this way, but over time, they sink a little bit, they create these areas of low. And what they do is they create that ponding, and you'll find that along the sides where there's that Jersey wall and where they're trying to create this, and it's concrete all the way across. So like you look here, you got this concrete strip from 5 lanes here, and then it goes, you've got the express, you got the Jersey wall, and then you got the express lane, and then you got more concrete. Water seems to find a way to just sit somewhere, because where else is it going to go? Yeah. It's got a long way to get off the road, so usually you run through it. So I'm just saying that you'll find those areas. You got to be real careful of those because they will get thick, deep, and they will cause problems.
Right, and most highways, they do try to dome them a little bit, if you will. It's very hard to see, but, maybe it might be only an inch crown there, but they do that so the water will run off. And like you said, when they put up these Jersey barriers in these city locations, there's no place for the water to go. You usually see some kind of drains, but it's not a good drainage system.
It's usually got trash in it.
Yeah, that's right. People, you're absolutely right. That's what it collects the most because it, like I said, it doesn't rain every day. So great point there, drive safe. Again, this was another rain where we have great following distance, right?
Perfect.
Again, we're doing 56 miles an hour. This is what we're talking about. Great speed reduction and know the situational awareness. Hey, I got traffic, I got rain, and we all know
job.
every day there's not such good drivers out there, right?
Textbook stuff right there.
Yes.
Plenty of time. Slow down. And you know what? If you had to hard brake in this situation a little bit, I'm okay with it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're on the freeway. Everybody brake checked you. Look how much distance is between you and the car in front of you. Great job. Did what you were supposed to do. I can't say enough. Great textbook driving right here. And what a beautiful skyline that is.
Yeah. No, you're correct. Our hard brakes are really good. We don't have very many hard brakes that are bad.
Right.
They are done for safety reasons.
Yeah, like that right there.
Yeah.
That right there. I mean, there's another opportunity for a hard brake, right?
Yep.
You're driving along, and then all of a sudden, hey, I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to jump over. I'm going to make a right-hand turn, and then bam. You got no choice. They're cutting you off, hitting the brakes, and making a right-hand turn while you proceed on. That's kind of a crappy move.
Yeah, well, and most of these speed limits in here are 40, 45 miles an hour in these inner city kind of things or outside edges where you've got 4 lanes.
He's flying.
And we're doing 33.
Oh, yeah.
Great job at managing your speed. There's almost nothing. When you're at 30 miles an hour.
The speed limit's 40 right there. By
There
the
it
way.
was, yeah.
Yeah, speed limit's 40.
And so what I mean is 30 miles you can almost avoid everything at 30 miles, unless you're tailgating. But your speed is that you're going to be able to stop within usually 50 feet.
Another great
job by our driver.
Another great
job. Oh, by the
job.
way, these videos, the first one was James Jones. The second was Dennis Wonderchuck. And this was Justin Hayes, the Hayes team.
Well, look at
Again,
you, Justin. I'm not bragging on you too much, but
Great
good job.
And here's one where, again, we didn't do anything wrong, but we maybe could have done a little better. We were on the brakes, maybe a little earlier. You see this car is coming from all the way to the right lane into that lane. Watch what they do at the end. We're in the exit lane, as you'll see here shortly, right there. So again, he had to get over there. A lot of traffic. Great job letting them in, but maybe give them that confidence that they know for sure you're going to let them in.
The driver could have flashed them. I have no idea. I mean,
during the daylight, you're not going to blind anybody.
Yeah. And I'm not sure I'm really not sure. I mean, what are we doing here? Maybe 10, 20? I mean, we're not
29 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going very fast into this. And I appreciate this. This is just a congested point.
That's it.
Give some space.
That's right. And we had it.
Yeah, I know. And then it was taken away from you.
And we let them go through.
Let them go through. Get created again, though, because if they have to stop, I want to see the concrete between the car and you. Especially when you're going that slow, make sure you've got plenty of space. Because even if he brake checks you right here, I lose sight of the concrete. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I want to be able to see always, no matter what's going on. I want enough space in there to be safe.
That's a great point because you can't really gauge how many feet you've got. But when you can see the concrete, what you know is at that speed, you've got good spacing. You're pretty safe. When you don't have it, you still may be safe, but you just don't know. It's a great measuring tool to say, hey, if I can see that road, I'm good.
Right. You want to see the road.
And folks, before we show this last one, just want to preface it by watch it all the way through. Our driver did a great job staying back, but man, I just want you to take home from this that you cannot trust anybody on the highway. The only person you can trust is who? Drive safe?
Yourself.
That's it. And that's why it's important you do what you do. So Dylan, let's see this last one. Phenomenal video.
Okay, so what we got here, just so everybody got to set the scene, you've got a pilot car behind running coast, behind an oversized load. And then here you go, a grain hauler.
Passing on the shoulder. First, watch what we're doing. He's coming up across everybody on the shoulder here.
He thinks he's going to take a right, and he's already committed right here. And he thinks, well, I'm just going to make a right. I'll just go around. But then all of a sudden, that truck makes a right. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It just closes off that entire lane. Here I am. I'm the big truck. I'm coming up on the right. These guys are way in front of me. I'm hauling. Oh, my goodness, he's making a right, too. And he's already committed. And he look what he does to the rear tandems. Y'all don't do that to the rear of the trailer. I mean.
Yeah. And I'm not so sure the grain hauler is making a right. I've watched this over and over. You bring up a great point. But the fact that the turn's right there and he's not slowing down, I think he was going to pass the slow traffic on the shoulder. And what's amazing about that, at the beginning of the video, you see the flashing lights. When I see flashing lights, first thing I think of is policemen until I can confirm it's not. I know they're yellow, but you just got to be careful here.
That's a pilot.
Yeah.
And
they accompany them.
And Bob, I think you might be right here because if you take a look and maybe the driver's stopping simply because they went off the road, but that truck stops on the right-hand side. After he pulls into that right-way turn there, his truck stops.
Yeah.
So maybe he's inspecting the truck, but maybe you were right in that he
Yeah.
was trying to
Well,
pass on the shoulder.
Yeah, and my thing is, you see how close we are. We're less than 200, 300 feet here. And so when it passes, and again, we're making a 90-degree turn. There's no way you can do that at 50 miles an hour or so, whatever that truck was doing. So I really believe the fact that this happened, there's no way you're ready to, you're preparing to turn.
The reason he stops, Dylan, he's got to change his shorts.
Yeah. He's like, did I just, I don't know. I know it was a stupid decision. I just don't know if this driver has mad skills to be able to go through that steep of a ditch at that angle and not lay it over. Just a phenomenal job. Who we got, producer?
Yeah, we got Howard Watford. What do you got for us this morning, sir?
Howard's the one that sent that video in. Howard, great job staying back, and wow.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
What's up?
Okay. Yeah, he was not intentional to turn there. That was his last ditch effort to keep from hitting that truck.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Because
Okay.
I was kind of confused at first because we went from a single lane and it split into 2 lanes our way. And up the front, you see Highway 50, where I thought he got in that lane because he's going to go up there and get on Highway 50, go up through Garden City. But because I never did see turn signals, nothing. All we saw was flashing yellow lights, on the pilot van and him. And then all of a sudden he takes that sharp right going to the truck stop. And I'm looking in my mirror and I was like, he's going way too fast. So I'm trying to figure out where I need to go because I don't know if he's going to go in a ditch, if he's going to try and go through the trailer, is he going to go through that pilot car and that pickup? So, and then if he hits something, where's his trailer going? So I'm trying to figure out how far back I got to stop. And then he was on his air horn and everything as he's going by me. I looked out my passenger window and I could see him. He was panicking, and I don't know how he didn't flip that thing going through that ditch.
Hey, and you bring up a great point, Howard. And for me, again, I don't drive a truck, and I don't know how easy it is. But when I talk to drivers over the years, and when we do accident investigations, it always amazes me that in some cases, a majority of them, the option of just stopping wasn't even thought about right away. And so, Howard, great job there. And that, like you said, when you're trying to figure out what to do, man, in that case, the best thing to do is stop where you are, because that's the farthest distance you can create. If you're moving, you're losing that distance no matter what happens. But the best thing to do in that point, you're already slowed down pretty good, just because you were doing 17 miles an hour when this happened, when you pushed the button. So again, I think the first option at that is stop and then just pray that this driver. Did you think there was going to be a different outcome, Howard?
Oh yes, I didn't. That's what I mean. My mind was going 90 miles an hour, trying to figure. Okay, is he going to go through the cab of that truck, or is he going to try?
I agree with you 100%. When you first see that scene, that is not going to end. This isn't going to end well. And we still don't know what kind of damage he did to the rear tandems of that truck. We still don't know what all he did going through that ditch like that. He could have tore something up. You and I both know that.
Yeah. Who else we got, producer?
So I'm sitting there thinking, is that hopper going to catch on that culvert or what?
Yeah, absolutely. It probably dented it.
Thank you, Howard.
Y'all have a good day.
Great video. Man, that was something.
Yeah, we got Jeff Marsh and then Brian Thompson. So, Jeff, what do you got for us this morning?
Yeah, I was going back to Bob's comment about campers and stuff. Usually, technically, we can tell the difference between seasoned veteran and someone who, not real good at, because you tell by the way they drive. So a veteran camper they'll run the speed limit. So stuff like that. But these guys they're too careful. So they'll do under the speed limit and stuff, and they'll be in the right hand lane, and they'll be real slow and stuff to where you have to pass them and stuff like that. So technically, we can determine between a veteran camper and somebody who's new at it.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Good point there. And who else we got, producer?
Yeah, we got Brian Thompson. What do you got for us this morning,
What's up,
sir?
Brian?
Mr. Thompson, what do you got for us?
Brian, are you able to unmute yourself?
All right, Alan Arnold, what do you have for us today, sir?
Hey, good morning, Mr. Bob.
Good morning.
I just want to let you know that
That's all right. I'm here too, Alan. That's okay. You don't have to talk to me. You can talk directly to Bob. You can ignore me if you wish.
Well, no, I'm not ignoring you, but I just wanted to say, all right, good morning, Mr. Dave. Good morning there, Mr.
Thank you.
Dillon.
Good morning to you too, Alan.
Alan, you don't have to feel bad about
All right.
that. I thank you for the ego boost.
Okay, you're welcome. Well, see, Mr. Bob's leaving us for a little while, so you know. Anyways, we were talking about medication, and you know, getting to where we can get ours and stuff like that. Well, I've got one that I'm out of, and it causes weight gain, causes sleepiness, and if you could get me by somewhere, because I really need my biscuits and gravy. Okay.
Right, I know. That's my kind of medicine.
Talk to your DM.
Yeah.
That's my
I don't
kind
have
of
a
medicine
DM
right
anymore. Right.
That's
Thank you,
awesome.
Alan.
Thank you, Alan. Anybody? All right. Hey, everybody. Thankful Thursday. Drive safe, Dave. What a great day today. It's the 4th of July. Kind of one of my
holiday.
favorite holidays, even though it's dangerous. I just love the fact of our independence and what everybody had to go through and all the things that had to go. When you look at the history, I know you're a history buff. Just all the things
Big
that,
deal to me.
yeah, that just always, you know, allow us to have the freedoms we have. And it all kind of started right there on the 4th of July with us being able to separate ourselves from England and just be that, start that amazing country that it is. So, folks, when we're driving out there, let's protect that company by protecting every citizen in it on the highway, even the dumb ones that did what that truck did, right? No one deserves to die today or any day due to somebody else's stupidity. So, again, control what you can do. Or control and help everybody around you slow down. And with that, everybody have a blessed day. Rest of the day, we will talk with everybody again later. And it's time for.
Hey, before we go, before I jump off to that, make sure that today you watch. We got a little bit special edition.
That's right.
We got a little special edition right before we go to the interview. But we got a little special edition brought to you by Music Man Mike and Cowboy. Right. So let's hear from HR.
Good morning. It is Thankful Thursday, so I want to start out by thanking everybody. Very appreciative for all that you do. Please keep it up. Today, I want to remind everyone, Shelly sent out an email 2 days ago, and it was for the I Am Essential picture contest that we are wanting to submit pictures into. So it is kind of quick. The deadline is today. So if you haven't already and you have a picture that you can send in, please send it to us. We're looking for pictures of our COVID trailer. And if you can get the picture with the trailer and the tractor, send that over to hr@bcbtransport.com. Also want to remind everyone that we will be having the Lowdown with Shelly Brown with myself and the producer as well today at 10 a.m. So please tune in and listen to us. If you can't tune in at that time, it will be up later on Spotify and YouTube. And then we also have one anniversary today, and it is in office, and it is for Becky Weaver. She is in customer service. She is celebrating 8 years with BCB today. Congratulations, Becky. We really, really appreciate you around here. Everyone, please continue to wear your mask, wash your hands, use that antibacterial. Stay safe and have a good day.
I was out on the highway, just loving my job. Feeling blessed with the presence of Buckle Up Bob. After this run, I'll get home to the ones that I love. Drive safe, Dave. He's got the passion to get the job done. Spreading the news and sharing their views, solid as brick. Here comes Sir Rick. You've been safety struck. Oh yeah. Thank you, sir. Right on.
Hi, everybody. This is Drive Safe Dave, and of course, we're here for another great driver interview. And you know what? I'm doing it a little bit different. I'm mixing it up, changing it up, and I'm making it happen in a little bit different way. Today, I got a guy that actually has come home. He's come home. You were here before, and you are back better than ever, right?
Absolutely.
And Lance, let me just ask you: you went through orientation today, correct?
Yes.
A recertification of BCB here, and you are now fully fledged back as an owner operator here back at BCB, right? You went like a fledgling off to try something different. You have returned home.
I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back. Glad to be back.
So let's find out a little bit about you first, okay? Let's find out a little bit. Where are you from?
Originally Minnesota, up around the Fargo North area.
Are you really Fargo? North? Not ever cold there, is it?
I don't know.
Not cold.
No.
Not cold. It's actually it's kind of hot today. I think they're cooking.
Probably over 90.
Yeah, today they're cooking, but you know what? In January,
you can keep it. You can keep it. You think that ice storm that you had down here last year was bad?
No, dude, I don't compete with Fargo, North Dakota, or Green Bay. I think the coldest I've ever been is Green Bay. But no, so you grew up there, right? You
Yes.
grew up there. Did you go to high school up there?
I went to high school, Marine Corps. I went to a year of college up at Morehead State, and then I'm looking at a refrigerator fraternity house, and all of a sudden it's like my head's shaved 2 weeks later in San Diego in the Marine Corps for 4 years.
For 4 years, and you did the Marine Corps. What was your MO? As just a rifleman?
I was a grunt in the infantry.
Nice, fantastic. Served. What years did you serve?
82 to 86.
82 to 86. Thank you for your service, sir.
You're very welcome.
We're getting close to a little celebration right here for the country, are we not?
Yes.
July 4th.
July 4th, yeah.
It's going to be a big celebration.
I'm going to be working. I'm working for you. So I'm going to be. You asked me, can I work over the weekend? Okay, Dave, put me in the weekend. Yeah.
Yes, you'll definitely work this weekend, right? Oh, you enjoy the Marine Corps?
I did. It was the best thing I could have ever done in my life.
Right.
It really was. It opened up a lot of doors, a lot of discipline into me, and made me the person that I am today. So I give all the respect in the world to the Corps.
Nice.
Yes.
Hoorah, as they say.
Hoorah. Bye.
Semper Fi all the way.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. And so let's ask you. Then shortly thereafter, you did Marine Corps. What did you do? You didn't always drive a truck, did you? What else have you done? What else have you done? I'm curious to know what else you've done.
Just retail sales. I had my own cellular business, and
you did.
Yeah.
What did you like phones or?
Yeah. Well, this is when pagers. This is when they had this. These kids have no idea
what he's talking about.
What life is about.
Let me tell you.
This was when they had the old bag phones. The brick phones. The brick phone was the best phone ever built in the world. I've seen more of those phones, and they fell off at the top of my car because I put them up on top, and they fall off, and I've seen them burn. But I had my own pager business. This is really successful because.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
So you probably know. Do you know what a pager is? Okay.
He's seen movies. That's why he knows what that's
I tell you what. I used to wear I used to wear the garage door opener around, because that way people could think I had a pager.
That's funny. That's a good one.
But you know, we used to work by pagers in trucking. I mean, you may not know this, but
you got a call from a dispatch. You had to go in and.
Oh, you actually put a quarter in a machine.
Yeah.
And you actually made a phone call. And it's totally different. You didn't just stare at your phone. It was hard to be distracted by a telephone call on the road back in the day, right?
The thing is, you had to find a phone.
Well, they had banks of them. You go into a truck stop and there'd be 20 phones in a line.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. So you had your own cellular business for a while.
Yeah, and then it's just like, and I was working with the government for about 10 years, and pulled my back out, and I mean.
When you say working with it, are we talking like top secret stuff? Like,
no,
you'll kill me if I ask you about it?
I can neither deny nor confirm any such knowledge, but no, we I did pest management for the government. I took care of the Naval Hospital in San Diego and a lot of different responsibilities. But I enjoyed that. And
that's a pretty big hospital, though, if I remember right.
It's a huge hospital.
That Naval Hospital in San Diego, that's one of their biggest ones.
That's one of the big boys, yeah.
Yeah, that thing's huge. And okay, yeah, I love it. And by the way, did you live in San Diego a while?
I do. I did. My girlfriend still lives there.
Gorgeous, isn't it not?
San Diego is probably the most beautiful city in the country. As long as it stays separated from LA by Camp Pendleton, thank God for the Marine Corps again. But as
And
long
you
as
can get
it's-
up there by train in an hour and a half. You can take you train it. You know, I'm just saying it's not too
no,
bad.
I mean, rest of California.
You know what? And you say
But
that
it's
we
north-
talk about it. That coastal road all the way
it's
up.
beautiful. Highway 1.
You run the 101 or the coastal road. You run either one of those.
Yeah,
absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
I mean,
It is.
there
It
really is. And that's probably why it's a gym, right? And that's probably why everybody wants to live there. And I mean, truly, because it's absolutely fantastic. You know. Anyway, I could tell you stories and stories about California and being out there, but I love it. And so you lived there a while. Very jealous. Lived in San Diego.
I've been there basically since '82. The Marine Corps took me out there, and I never left. Minnesota wasn't a place that I wanted to go back to after.
Yeah, I get it. It's not the vacation
But,
spot.
and then I got into trucking 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago, and this is
what you
enjoy
did.
it. I won't. Yeah.
What you did.
I'll never look back. Never look back at anything else.
Good. Good. I'm glad. So let me ask you, what do you like to do when you're not trucking, right? What is it you like to do? What is it you like to do? Like, what do you dig? Hey, I know you got something coming up, but I want to find out first. What is it you like to do when you're not in the truck? Come on, there's got to be something.
Good question. I'd like to just tinker with it. I mean, I'd love to get into a rebuild, a car rebuild.
Oh, okay, I get you.
As of now, on the road all the time. I get
it. Like your work gets in the way of life. I understand.
I don't have much of a life outside of this. Wish I could say I did, but because I've been on the road, I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I go home, but my dog. I have a beautiful. He's 2 years old. He's Australian Blue Heeler, and we run and I have spent time with my wife. Yeah, if I have to, but.
Honey, I didn't say any of this. I
did.
I love spending time with my wife, just so you know. And that's why
that's why she's still in San Diego and I'm out here on the road.
So, what's your dog's name?
Ozzy.
Ozzy?
Yeah.
Great dog.
Beautiful dog. Wonderful dog.
Beautiful, smart.
Oh, too smart. Because I mean, he's literally he's got his own. He's like a little kid. Come up to you, wake up in the morning, and it's just like he'll come up to you when he. His bowl's out of water. It's just, I mean, loves chasing squirrels and rabbits, and he's a natural when it came to the herding of some goats and stuff. We just come up to a friend's house and get some goats out in the mountains in San Diego, and natural, just right to it. It's kind of amazing. Oh, now wants to give me. That's why I want to get some property around here so I can have a couple acres and
goats.
Some goats.
I don't like goats. I tell you what,
they're good lawnmowers.
They are great lawnmowers. You know, so my uncle had a piece of property and it was barbed wire. I mean, it was not barbed wire, but it was thorns and bushes, and you couldn't even see. It was we fenced it off. He put a couple of goats and left, and about 6 weeks later he came back and it would look like somebody had cleared it. You could see all the way through the property, all the way up about where they stood up, and they could get it all the way down and cleared all the way through the property, and just above that, it was still some stuff still growing. Everything had been trimmed and cut back. Great lawnmowers. And they'll eat anything. Cans. They'll eat cans. They're great stuff. Anyway, so great dog, great stuff. So tell me about I know you're taking a trip here in a couple of days. Tell me what you're doing.
I don't want to date myself, but I have a 40-year class reunion up in Minnesota, so.
40-year class reunion. Nice, good stuff, man.
Go for 3 days and come back and.
Do you keep in contact with any of those people, or
absolutely?
Do you really?
Yeah, we do.
Nice.
We do.
Is that on Facebook? You do that on Facebook, hey?
Yeah, class of '81 up in Ada, Minnesota. So.
Hey, nice stuff. Hey, wow. And what was the school that y'all went to?
Ada, Minnesota.
Ada, Minnesota high school. Graduating class of.
81.
No, how many people in the class? How many?
In the class we. I think we had 60.
60.
60. This is a small town. This is rural America at its finest.
60. You know everybody. It's hard to keep secrets, right?
Yeah, we've only lost 3. Only lost 3 people.
Oh wow,
it's good.
Oh, that is good. That's great.
Yeah.
That's a good average.
Yeah,
I think that's actually a pretty good average. We had a little bit rougher in my neighborhood. We had a little bit. We lost 3 the first month. Right. I mean, that was tough going to school. I grew up in a tough neighborhood. 3 the first month. Nobody took prisoners, and so So anyway, look, I want to tell you a couple of things. Number one, man, it is so exciting to have you back. You were here. You worked here. What was
2
it?
years ago.
2 years. 2.5 years ago. You worked here for a while. Did really well.
Fantastic.
Did really well.
I did very good.
Yeah, you did very well here, and then you were coming back to gone full circle.
Continue the life again here.
Yeah, good stuff, man. I'm glad you're back.
I'm glad to be back. Thank you.
And no, I you know what, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know, it does me good to know that. No, even if you do go out and you do something else, you know, you go out and you try something different, and you go out and you try to make another living, you're doing it somewhere else, or something happens, you check your girlfriend in San Diego, or you do something different, and then all of a sudden you realize, you know what? Give it a shot again, right? Give it a shot here at BCB again. Man, it's nice to know that you will come back, right? We didn't leave on bad terms.
No. I never burnt a bridge. I mean,
absolutely.
I built a bridge, a very sturdy bridge in our communications, and I'm just glad to be back in. I'm looking to pick up where I left off.
Good stuff. You know, I am too. You probably know that. I'm excited. I talked to you before you came back. Talked on the phone stuff, and you know what? I was like, yeah. I was like, hey, yeah. So I remember one of my buddies showing you how to hook up.
How to do doubles. How to do a double hookup and
JR, right?
Yeah.
Didn't JR teach you how to do that?
Yeah, out in at Fort Worth FedEx over there.
Oh, now good stuff. Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of it kind of worked out good. He got it. I mean, you got it just like that, man. It's easy. Once you get it, 1, 2, 3, right? Lock it in.
The only problem is the time consumption when you're doing it and when it's raining. Other than that,
when it's raining, well, you got to get out and hook up a trailer anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, you know
exactly.
what I mean?
Put your boots on.
Quit crying.
Quick cry. It's like, why cry?
Why cry about it? Welcome, owner operator. Glad to have you back. I'm excited to have you back. Hey, look, so you've been out running around, you stuff like that. I know you knew a little bit about our safety culture before you left, right?
Yes.
I mean, how important it is here and stuff like that. Did you run into anything like that while you were out there? Anything?
Absolutely not. Well, when I left here, I went to a Landstar.
Right, I got you.
And Landstar is just all about themselves. It's a big corporate company.
I understand.
I have nothing bad against them, but it's just they have some issues that it's just
everybody is
tough.
Issues.
It's just
we're not here to bash anybody.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. But we all
have issues.
Yeah,
and it's just like, but as far as for the belief in the safety and the just everything that the company BCB believes in, back. I mean, it's supported by everybody, and that's why you have the ratings and the respect that you have. It's because of that, and one of the reasons why I'm back. I mean, I felt comfortable coming back in. I didn't look at any other companies coming into the DFW area. I came straight back here because I knew I could come back and be welcomed.
Absolutely.
And continue where I left off.
So now here it is, and they're one of the reasons I wanted to bring. I brought you on as a complete surprise, right? So
yeah. You think? Yes. So I was like, yeah. It's like, hey, can I borrow you? Can I borrow Lance for a couple seconds? Like maybe 10 minutes. Yeah.
But no, it's good stuff. So one of the reasons I wanted to bring you back is I wanted to challenge you to a couple of things. Number one, I wanted to challenge you while you're here to not only be involved in the safety program that we are, be a big leader. I want you on the shows. I want you to be listening. I want you to get involved. I know you do, and I want you to be involved. I want to hear from Lance out there in the real world. I want to hear what he's got to say. I want you to contribute to what we have here. And that's really what we're trying to do here. And one of the reasons we do the driver interviews is I want everybody to get to know Lance. I wanted us because one of the nice things is that we do this so that we can be family, right? And I think that if people know who Lance is and they see you running around and they get a chance to elbow you, bump elbows or whatever it is we do out there, bump, dat. What is it, dat? Is that what we do? Hey, just give him the thumbs up. We know what all that is.
We're good. We're good there.
We give it and say hi to Lance, man. Get to know Lance. Great guy. Glad to have him back. Pulled him right out of orientation today. And you know what? And they say, well, Dave, why would you see one of our new drivers? You're not a new driver here.
No, I don't.
No, I don't either. I just consider you back. I consider you one of the fold, and everybody needs to know who you are. Welcome back, man. You are, you know what? Let me just tell y'all something. I talked to Lance. I was excited when I talked to him about him coming back. Great guy. Rarely do you ever say no. I mean, rarely you say, hey, Lance, I need help. And Lance always, yeah, good, I'm good. You know, just, I get it. It comes in full circle, right?
It does. It does.
And
you take care of those who take care of you.
Right. And you know what, man, I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy that you chose to come back to BCB. And I hope that if you have an opportunity, man, I know you've made other contacts and you've met other people. Man, just let them know exactly kind of what we got going on here. I challenge you to be one of the leaders here at BCB Transport when it comes to being safe, comes to being on the show, comes to doing what needs to be done out there, man. I want you to be that guy.
Have it.
All right, I appreciate it. Hey, everybody, remember Lance, and we'll get out of here.
I'll see you on the road.
I'm going to do a real quick thing. I'm going to say a quick prayer so that we can close for today. Are you ready?
Sure.
Dear Heavenly Father, we gather before you today to say thank you to all our drivers. Father, we want you to help us appreciate what it is they do, the sacrifices that they make, and also the journey that they must take today out there on the road. Keep them safe, keep them blessed, keep them in our lives, Father. We ask so much of you, and we ask again and again and again, and we are going to continue to ask of you. We ask all these things in your name we pray. Amen. Hey, everybody, we'll see you at 2:15, and we'll see you later.